This is my bolens 850. Both of the lights are intact. The grill doesn't seem to have much damage. It's been painted, and then it has some sort of, I guess that's a gob of epoxy or whatever. This is a rust indentation. This is where the paint has chipped off. There's some slight rusting here. And stepping back from it, you can see that that's basically the cowl, the old FMC decals there, and then there's some sort of industrial paint that's been globbed onto it. We open it up here. See, it's got the original mud dauber nest that came with it. Headlights on the inside. Wiring's pretty bad. In fact, it doesn't go anywhere in some cases. A lot of dirt and oil down here. Here's the point where I can attach the rope and pull this little motor to start it. I just simply catch the rope right in here, wind it around 2 or 3 times, and then give it a pull. It's pretty hard to pull, but it pulls okay. The generator is off right now. Normally the generator would mount right in here. You can see the PTO front takeoff down here. Here's the belt that powers the PTO. This front tires and wheel is not really a bolens tire. It's just one that somebody put on there. Deck's been painted. I guess you'd call that painting. A lot of dirt here. This thing set outside in the rain and the wind and the weather. And as I said, so I painted red, white, and blue. You can see here's the still got the Wisconsin engine in it. Okay, and it looks like it says serial number A21893, and looks like there might be a 1 after that. The spark plug is old, but it does fire. I took it apart, I cleaned inside of this connection here, cleaned spark plug, cleaned the gap, cleaned all of these regulator connections. I couldn't get this off, so he had to stay, but these I got bright and shiny here. These are totally covered with rust and oil when I got this machine, but these are totally clean now. Good connection, very little resistance in there. On the coil, again, clean, strong connection. This is a old high tension wire here. It's cracked, but it does work. You might find this interesting. I sure did. Here's the original positive battery cable, and you can see that it's just really been roughed up. Okay, this is totally broken here, and this was a mess. I cleaned this, wire brushed this all up. This was totally rusted. I wire brushed and the brass is totally corroded, so I cleaned that all up. Here's this is where the battery sits. I've tied some of the parts that I took off, the clamps and such. I tied those up so they don't get lost. There's your Harbor Freight jute twine. I think that's about $3 for that. Wiring here was fried at some point. You can see this has been melted. Now, even though it's been melted, there is no contact between these wires. I separated them, and so that they're not shorting out with each other. There's carburetor, no air filter. Okay, didn't come with it, and that pretty well does it for the front part of the tractor. And then here's your differential lock. There you see it's set out, and this thing has been outside in the dirt. Here's the seat. The seat, I love the seat because it's a metal pan seat. So that's a little unusual for a bolens 850. Here's the generator starter belt. It's basically a new unit. We'll put that in here. And this is some indication also of how this tractor was rolled or fell off a truck. It was said to have been dropped, but this thing is not round. If you measure across here, I mean, you can eyeball it if you're here in person. You can see that this is egg-shaped. Here's the point of your egg, and it's just squished. Popped the cap out, broke this off, broke this plastic, broke this plastic, broke this plastic. The steel's still okay. All right. Down here, these controls, I'm still learning a little bit about what they do. I'm thinking that this might be I don't know right now, but it's easy to find out. When the time comes to find out about that, that's a snap. So we got these controls. This is inoperative. This is locked up. This seems to be just free floating, whereas the gear shift seems to work fine. I've put oil on every bolt that I could see. This went all the way around the tractor and did that. You can see the old deck that's on here, and dust-covered differential rear. Tires are not too bad, and they seem to hold air, at least to some degree. The ammeter has been smackarooed. Somebody decided to break it. I don't know if that happened. I don't know how that happened, but it sure has been hit. I don't know if it was damaged intentionally, but that's an interesting hit there. It bent the needle, and this has been broken out. Original key. The key is rusted, but it works. And I think that's the choke. The lever to lift the deck up and down is just fine. And again, wheels on that side. And that's pretty well. You can get an overview that it's been really it's been sitting out a lot before I got it. It was passed from owner to owner, and I think it had so many problems. People just did not want to put the money and time in on it. So here we go. I love this tractor. So that's my bolens. That's my oops. And I just picked this up the wrong way and pulled that off. But we can put that right back on there. Just a little bend and shut them down. And there we are. I don't know if these headlight lamps work yet. They may. They may work. Okay, there we go. That's my little bolens 850. Generator's downstairs. I got it cleaned externally. The inside's not been cleaned yet. Any bolts I take off, these are put in there. They still have some rust on them, so they're not just going to loosen up and fall out by themselves. Same thing here. Battery cable tied off again with the Harbor Freight twine. This little this goes to the carburetor fuel line. It's plugged. I plugged that. This little bracket is over with those pieces that I tied up earlier. This goes to the generator, and this is just hanging out here, but we'll figure out where those go. I don't know where they go right now. They just were hanging there when I got it. So that's the situation. Here's the little bit of the front end. The front end is reasonably tight as far as wheel bearing situation. And we'll close up the PTO a little bit there. Dirty like everything, but still. Cotter pins are in place and all. And down in here, that's about all we can see. Maybe I can. Okay, so I think I'll stop right here. I hope you enjoy this. I sure love this bowl.